What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is Awesome broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles, folks. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. I'm late, and I also have a lot going on in my world that actually make me not so happy, but I will tell you exactly why you should be happy regardless. And that's precisely what I'm going to do, because this is part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news about what's going on in the world of HASAN. I've Piker in between the time period where I press the stop streaming button and press the start streaming button. So help me God. The truth and nothing but the truth. And let me tell you, a lot has taken place in my life. I watched 2 more episodes of White Lotus. I have 2 episodes remaining on White Lotus. I haven't caught up yet, but there's a lot of incest. Oh my God. It was so heavy-handed. As heavy-handed as a hand job. An incestuous hand job. Absolutely ridiculous stuff on that show. It's like so HBO to be like, you have to have incest. You have to have incest no matter what happens. Like, you have to have incest. So no spoilerinos. It's fine. Don't give me the spoileroonies. I am going to catch up. I'm going to finish it. I finished Kingdom Come Deliverance. I didn't even bring that up yesterday. I finished it, but I have the gay sex save file saved so I can play it on stream. So don't worry. I'm going to do that probably today if I have some time. I'm going to have some gay sex on the stream, Kingdom Comeys. So don't worry. But yeah, I have it bookmarked so I can have gay sex on camera. Other than that, I went to bed, woke up early, went out, took Kai to the park with my dad, with my pop, and I got absolutely destroyed. Chat, I got absolutely destroyed. Dumpstered, dookied on. I'm doo-doo. Causing me to reconsider my life choices, causing me to reconsider how I got here. I'll be honest with you, it wasn't good. It was not good. I played 3 games of King of the Hill, got absolutely destroyed. Basically, barely got 1 shot off. Missed every single shot. But what do I always say? The beauty of physical competition is that even if you get washed and get destroyed, you're still working out. So I got some cardio out. Bro, please change sports to Beyblade or something. You taking mostly jumpers or what? I just kept missing. It's a day. It happens, you know? I was laying bricks out. Bricksanabi. My point is, it happens like that sometimes, but ultimately you're still getting cardio out of it. It's still good. It's still a positive, and that's why it's never bad to work out, even if you love competition like I do and hate losing. Ultimately, it does not matter. Ultimately, you still worked out and you got better. You learned from your lessons, you know? So yeah, there's that. It's okay to have an off day, my dude. It's never okay to have an off day. All right. Speaking of no off days, we're back. We're here. The agenda is quite clear. You are the puppet and I'm the puppeteer. Are you ready for the new world order? So, I don't know what's wrong with me. But, yeah, we're going to do Phineas Spud Day one of these fucking days. Right? I'm working with Bernard and AOC and their teams right now on putting something together. They have a massive rally on Saturday. Spot Day. It's Tuesday. We'll do Spot Day one of these fucking days, yeah. But we got all that. We got all that and more. Youngest Hasanabe meetup. Yeah, true. No stud bros today. No stud today. But there will come a day in this week where we have the fucking spud. Will I do it with Bernie? Absolutely not. 1 fucking spud would take the man out. Proper. I'm not making Bernie eat a fucking spud. I don't want the old man to get taken out by the fucking spud. Potato jackets. He's never seen beans on a fucking spud, yeah? Give him an aneurysm. Market rebounds and tanks. Market is just red. It's just red. It's just red and then green and then red again and dead again. It is what it is. That's just what markets do. Markets only do this when they're distressed, and it's fine. Markets have not rebounded. I know it's more so a meme, chat. I know markets have not rebounded. I don't really care about the fucking markets anyway. Obviously, this is a anti-capitalist stream. Markets are only indicative as far as like what the economic impact will be on the working class. That's the only thing I care about. Something that I stress routinely with regular frequency, as a matter of fact. So, some for everybody to consider when we have these conversations. Your blessed off tweet just made the stock market jump 2 points. Let's go. Misinformation works, dude. Everyone is also talking about the recession or not. The Oval Office has reached a gilded age. Like, yeah, I know. He's gaudy. He's gaudy as shit. He loves his gold, okay? He's Mr. Gaudy. He's Mr. Nouveau Riche. He sucks. Gilded Age is the poorest era in American history. 90% of people are poor. Yeah, well, guess what, dude? The top 1% of wealth, on the other hand, was caken. And that's what's important. Those are the jobs producers. Those are the jobs providers. Those are the most innovative, most brilliant, the heaven ordained amongst us. You should be excited at the prospect that you get to live in an era where so many phenomenal men and women exist. And instead of feeling excited at the prospect of being around all of these people with unimaginable levels of wealth, you sit around and you say, oh, me lord, I'm poor. I don't have enough gruel, me lordship. What you should be saying is, me lordship, please, can I have some more? That's what you should be saying. What you should be doing right now is training your children, the next generation, to become chimney sweeps. But you're not. You're not doing that because you're not innovative. You don't know about the Sigma Grindset lifestyle, and you're not going to make the cut. Okay? We're going to melt you for biomatter, and that is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. This must be another reason why he loves Erdogan. Yeah, Erdogan is all about that gaudy shit too, of course. He thinks he's a padishah, bro. He thinks he's Sultan, okay? He thinks he's Mr. Sultan, Mr. Reis Tayyip Erdogan turned into Sultan over here. So yeah, it has been revealed that the rapist minister is Orit Strak, the minister of settlements and a member of the party of Smotrich and one of the leaders of the settlers in Hebron. First publication, what? Daughter of coalition minister claims she was raped by both her parents and filed a police complaint against them. First publication, Daniel Amram, without censorship at this stage. We can only publish the following details. The daughter of a minister who currently serves in the government published on her Facebook account that she was raped by her parents and even filed a police complaint against them. Dude, just Israel stuff, you know? Just Israel things, baby. Just Israel things, you know? Maybe they'll put him on TV. This Daniel Amram is really sketchy overall. Yeah, I don't know. This Daniel Amram is the second time I've seen info coming out that was a little off base. I'm pretty sure he was the one who broke the story about the Israeli hostage that literally came back to Israel and was raped by her fitness instructor. I'll keep it $150. He's a little bit of a what's the term? Should I say fabulist? From stuff that I've seen, like you know, there are instances where he's on the note, on the money. His whole shtick is public shaming. Sometimes it's valid. Most times it's haphazard and off base. He's also outside of Israel for legal reasons, apparently. Yeah, no shit. We're talking about Daniel Amram, the journalist who the investigative reporter who broke the story of the Israeli minister of the Knesset who may or may not have raped his daughter. The American government is revitalizing its military. We're going to be the $1 trillion military, baby. That's right. 700 billion is not enough. We need more billions. We need more bees. We need 300 extra bees, baby. 200 extra bees. We are now moving from the B to the T. Remember when the Trump administration was like, I'm a peaceful dove. I'm a peaceful dove. We're going to cut down on this wasteful spending. So much wasteful expenditure out here. We got to cut that down. Yeah, thank God. Thank God my goat is doing that. Of course, if you believe that even for a brief moment, as many people that are my naysayers in the MAGA Communist Coalition were constantly yelling at me over, well, you're a fucking moron, okay? What did I tell you? American foreign policy is uniparty. American foreign policy is uniparty. Yes, the Trump administration or the Republicans will maybe move the needle further, but as I have demonstrated time and time again, even the trade policy that Trump is talking about is put together in a haphazard fashion, obviously undermining the global economy and destabilizing it in dramatic ways. Having said that, the goal and the direction was set forth by one man. His name is Barack Hussein Obama. All of the undermining of the World Trade Organization and the deliberate efforts of trying to decouple global trade from China, that started under the Obama administration. Donald Trump follows through on a lot of Obama's agenda. Donald Trump also followed through on Obama's agenda when it came to making European leaders spend a higher percentage of their GDP on their own defense in NATO. That was Obama. He's the one who actually started this process. Donald Trump actually pushed it, our extortion protection racket. NATO. Donald Trump did the damn thing, and that's precisely why Biden didn't reverse it. Biden did not reverse those decisions. That's important to recognize. However, there are still plenty of things that the Trump administration has done and will continue to do that is haphazard, silly, belligerent, for seemingly no discernible reason. Even directionally, it might be in line with the agenda of previous administrations in terms of global trade, in terms of undermining China at the global stage, for a multitude of different reasons. Having said that, however, the way that they're going about it is obviously fucking crazy.
The president pressed on the purpose of his tariffs as his administration sends mixed messages, asked if they're a permanent strategy or a short-term negotiating tactic.
Well, they can both be true. There can be permanent tariffs and there can also be negotiations because there are things that we need beyond tariffs.
The president appearing.
Yeah, his message is now the White House message. Talk about negotiations, but keep the tariffs. The reason why they're doing that is because they want the markets to scream a little less. Because it's not just about like a consolidation of wealth in the way that like even Robert Reich and Sam Cedar and many other people whose opinion I trust on a lot of this stuff have indicated. Because there's a lot of people who think like, oh, Trump is purposely tanking the market so that his buddies can just like pick apart the pieces for pennies on the dollar. I don't think that that is the primary purpose. I think that that is a secondary purpose. That happens regardless, right? I think the most instructive thing that we have seen thus far, if you are confused about the tariffs, is the 5 points that one random guy delivered in front of, what was it? There was another press conference of a low-level dude who got up and said, here are the 5 things that we want from these other countries, including purchasing more weapons, including purchasing more of our shit. Those are the real reasons why he's implementing these destructive tariff initiatives. Do you think the primary purpose is to essentially strong-arm other countries into purchasing American goods? Yes. That is one of the major reasons why he's doing this. There's a couple reasons why he's doing this. The number one most important reason why he's doing this is because China has cleaned up over the course of, after being forced into the World Trade Organization. China, utilizing state subsidies and its command economy, has absolutely dominated the rest of the planet in terms of trade. And other countries don't look to that and go, wait, why don't we also have a higher degree of socialization and try to implement a command economy? Instead of doing that, other countries decided, you're cheating. That's basically what this is. This is called cheating. There is a finite amount of subsidies that you can offer your agricultural producers. If you're America, you can do whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't really matter. But ultimately, if you are using capitalism as a sleeve, right, and you're not actually capitalist minded, and you are instead utilizing your supposedly capitalist corporations to dominate global trade by offering complete state control to your production that makes it impossible to compete against, then that's really fucked up. That's called cheating. That is unironically the argument, okay? They say Chinese meta too strong. Chinese meta is too strong. Please nerf. This is OP. At no point does anybody go, why don't we also chase the Chinese meta? Not a single person has decided that perhaps that could be the next evolution of capitalism. So that's a big gripe that obviously Ursula von der Leyen has, the European markets have. That's a big gripe that America has. And Donald Trump wants to decouple the rest of the world from Chinese manufacturing by force. White House aide Stephen Moran outlines 5 potential responses. This is, ironically enough, one of the most instructive things I have read, knowing what I know about the Trump administration, knowing what I know about Project 2025, knowing what I know about previous administrations and their overarching goals of undermining Chinese dominance of the global stage for global trade. This is, I'm telling you right now, the greatest summarization of what their administration's goals are. Don't listen to anything else, just this. Number 1, foreign countries can accept tariffs without retaliation, giving U.S. revenue. Number 2, they can stop the unfair/harmful trade practices and buying more from the U.S. This is the major part. This is what they want to do. They want to forcibly sell our hormone-induced beef to other countries at the higher price points that they can't even fucking purchase at. Or they want our salmonella chicken by force to dominate their marketplaces. Or they want our cars that they cannot drive in their fucking roads to dominate their roads. This is what it is. Because other than that, what else do we sell? weapons. And also, of course, services. We sell a lot of services. The entire global economy revolves around services, financial services, tech services, things of that nature. Those are the things that we sell, and we already dominate on that front regardless. Boost defense spending and procurement from U.S. And ding, 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 there it is. This is the third and perhaps also incredibly important point. They want other countries to make up for the trade deficit by buying more of our weapons, buy more of our arms. Please buy more of our arms. That's the only thing we have. There is nothing else that we have. We don't make shit. We make weapons. So you have to buy these weapons. And then, last but not least, they want foreign nations to invest and install factories in the United States and also directly write checks to the U.S. Treasury. That last one is really funny. This right here, in my opinion, is the most instructive 5-point goal that I have seen so far from the administration. Pay no attention to what like Navarro says versus what Lutnick says versus what Bessent says versus what Donald Trump says. They have their own personal goals, but I think overall this is the greatest summary I have seen of the actual goals that the administration has. I'm very familiar with the neoliberal argument here. I'm very familiar with the pro-capitalist argument. I'm very familiar with the Fukuyama guided argument that many people have. I talk to people all the time who I disagree with, who understand global trade, who have a very different attitude around the world. And I genuinely keep explaining to them that the major advantage that I have over them is that I do not have the capitalist dogmatic framework when analyzing the situation. They do. I have identified two things that I think cause a lot of the experts, because I do talk to some experts. A lot of the experts, I think, have horse blinders on. They operate within the capitalist dogmatic framework, and therefore they can't make sense of what China is doing, or rather, sometimes they analyze what China is doing and consider it to be cheating. The two issues are, number one, and this will always lead you astray, assuming that China is operating with the profit motive, with the capitalist framework, that their goals overall are to make sure that their corporations have higher profit margins year over year. That's the only thing that China cares about. If you think that that's how China operates, just like Western liberal democracies do, you're going to be wrong every single time. You're going to be wrong in a very public and in a very spectacular way. Ghost cities, greatest example, right? You're going to go, look at these ghost cities. They're empty. Nobody wants them. Why are they building them? Oh, just for jobs, right? In the short term, haha, how stupid. Guess what? They're no longer ghost cities because they were doing planning ahead of time. That's number one. The assumption that China is operating with the same capitalist framework and not simply using capitalism as a weapon to dominate global trade for their own personal desires of having more political power on the global stage, that's always going to lead you astray. Whether you are looking at Chinese domestic affairs or whether you're looking at Chinese foreign policy, you will always be wrong if you assume they're simply operating in the same framework that the Western liberal capitalist democracies are operating on. The second problem is the notion, the false notion that there is a method to the madness, that this system that we have designed, the world order that we have taken for granted for the past 60 years, and especially accelerated in the aftermath of the dissolution of the USSR, which is analogous to what is happening in the United States of America right now as well, but I'm not going to get into that currently. That system is infallible, so whenever something like Donald Trump happens within that structure, the system has safeguards to bring everything back to normalcy. The nothing ever happens mentality, the Zoomer attitude of Fukuyama thought, the end of history. This is also wrong. If you think that this structure is infallible, if you think that the structure will always fix itself somehow by force, markets will rebound no matter what, because the profit incentive that is the underpinning of everything that we do, the design of this society, if you think that that influence, that attitude, that motivation will inevitably cause people to come to their senses, you will be led astray as well. Because sometimes there are a lot of fucking dumb mistakes that these guys make. This is one of them. Directionally, Donald Trump is accelerating the war against China, the trade war against China, in the same ways that Barack Obama and Biden also tried to do. But the way he's doing this is stupid. So if you think there's some sort of 5D chess move that's taking place here, you will be led astray. It's that simple.